30 more episodes later, and more opponents have come into Fan War. But 4 will come back today, and only 2 will remain to see who was the strongest superpowered and non-superpowered fighter this season. I'm one fish mob, and it's my job to see who would win when they come back for blood. We'll start with the non-superpowered characters first. Now, the rules are the same as last time. Technology is not a superpower, and power-ups and temporary upgrades don't count as superpowers either. Now, let's begin. First up, we have Katana, Princess of Edenia. She appeared in the last episode of Fan War to battle Chun-Li, and successfully cut her down to size. And I hate to say it, but she will sadly not be returning. Sure, she can go toe-to-toe with characters like Leonardo and Batman, but against characters like Iron Man, King Kong, Kiryu, she just can't stand up to them. So it looks like this Mortal Kombat warrior just can't find a way into this combat. Up next is a Kabuto the Demon from Hell. He appeared this season to do battle against Freddy Fazbear and turned the animatronic into scrap metal. True, a Kabuto could stand up against a Xenomorph and a standard-sized King Kong. But against Iron Man, Takanuva, Batman, Captain America, or Kiryu? I hate to say it, but this bear just doesn't stand a chance. Up next is Leonardo, the leader in blue. He previously fought the Red Ranger in Season 1 and returned in Season 2 to battle Cyclops. He can easily go toe-to-toe with Batman, the Xenomorph, Bebop and Rocksteady, Michael Myers, and Captain America, but it's highly unlikely he would win a one-on-one battle between King Kong, Kiryu, and Iron Man. This turtle would just be turned into turtle soup. Up next is Kiryu, Mechagodzilla III. Kiryu came into Fan War to battle the original Mechagodzilla and reduce it down to size. With its immense size and overpowered arsenal, Kiryu is easily one of the strongest opponents returning for the Back for Blood, which earns his spot in this round 2 scenario. Up next is Iron Man, the Armored Avenger. He previously appeared in Season 1 to battle Mega Man, then returned for the first Back for Blood to battle Gundam Wing Zero, and then fought alongside his fellow Avengers to wage war on several DC characters in the Marvel vs. DC battle. Iron Man can easily defeat Shrek, Michael Myers, Gin, Bebop and Rocksteady, the Xenomorph, and Ed. And when equipped with the Hulkbuster, even King Kong. However, using his standard human-sized suits to go up against the likes of Kiryu is a little unfair. Sure, Iron Man has had giant suits in other universes, but there is no true conclusive info on those suits. Heck, most of them don't even have names. So, Iron Man, even though his tech is obviously superior, just can't stand up to someone thousands of times larger than him. Up next is Michael Myers, the Midwest Boogeyman. Michael Myers appeared this season to battle Leatherface and cut him down to little pieces. Michael Myers could easily stand up to Shrek, Bebop and Rocksteady, Ed, and the Xenomorph. But Myers would never be able to defeat someone like King Kong and Kiryu, and the superior combat experience of Takanuva, Batman, and Captain America would be more than enough to defeat Myers. So in the end, Halloween has been delayed for this killer. Up next is Shrek, DreamWorks' ogre mascot. He appeared this season to battle Sully, and, well, made Sully lose his head. Shrek could easily stand up to both Bebop and Rocksteady, the Xenomorph, Weed, and definitely against Donkey Kong. But I really doubt that Shrek could stand up to Batman, Captain America, Takanuva, and definitely Kiryu. Looks like this ogre just sadly can't return. Up next is Bebop, the ally of Rocksteady. Bebop appeared by his ally, Rocksteady, in their battle against Scratch and Grounder, and proved that two heads can be better than one. Bebop could easily battle Ed and go toe-to-toe with Rocksteady, but he definitely can't stand up to Batman, Captain America, Takanuva, King Kong, and Kiryu. So if I were to bring this pig back, he'd literally be reduced to bacon bits. The same goes with Rocksteady. Rocksteady could easily battle Ed and go toe-to-toe with Bebop, but there are just too many characters that could finish him off quickly, so this Rhino would just be dehorned if he were to return. Up next is Weed, the leader of Ohu. He appeared this season to battle Simba, and easily ended the lion. Weed could easily battle the Xenomorph and possibly Donkey Kong, but of course, he'd more or less be unable to beat King Kong, and Batman and Captain America would be too much for him. So this dog would just be put down if he returned. Up next is Takanuva, the Tao of Light. He appeared this season to battle Silver the Hedgehog, and proved that the Bionicle is stronger than the Hedgehog. Captain America and Batman would easily be worthy opponents for Takanuva, but up against someone larger than him like Kiryu, it's unlikely Takanuva would even do damage that'd matter. Though no matter what the amount of light Taka uses, it's unlikely he's going to defeat someone like Kiryu. Up next is Captain America, the Star-Spangled Soldier. He first appeared in Season 1 to battle Deathstroke, and returned in Season 2 to fight alongside his fellow Avengers in the Marvel vs. DC battle. Cap could easily stand up to Batman and can easily defeat the Xenomorph and Ed. But on his own, against someone like King Kong and especially Kiryu, Cap and his shield doesn't stand a chance. Up next is King Kong, King of Skull Island. He appeared this season to battle Chaos, and easily demolished the God of Decay. King Kong is a powerful beast, able to defeat the likes of Godzilla and battle multiple opponents at once. And with his largest size being 45 meters tall, he is easily the second largest and most powerful non-superpowered opponent returning. Up next is Ed, the muscle of the group. He appeared this season to battle his fellow Eds, and proved unpredictability and brute strength is enough to win. He is easily strong enough to battle Donkey Kong and the Xenomorph, but Ed would never stand a chance against Batman, who is just more experienced and has enough equipment to take down Ed. And not to mention, Kiryu could easily step on him, ending the battle with a literal curb stomp. I'm sorry, Ed, but it looks like you can't find your way back to this fan war. Up next is Batman, the Dark Knight. Batman appeared this season to battle Deadpool, and returned to fight alongside his fellow Justice Leaguers and enemy to wage war on the Avengers in the Marvel vs. DC battle. Batman can easily defeat the Xenomorph, and with prep time can easily battle King Kong, and go toe-to-toe with Donkey Kong. But in the end, it all comes down to Kiryu, and it's the same as it was with Iron Man. Batman, with prep time, would know to use its largest suits. But in the end, Batman's largest suits don't have that much info on them as of right now. So Batman should probably just stay in the shadow until further notice. Up next is Donkey Kong, defender of the world's largest banana horde. He appeared this season to battle Wario, and easily crushed that fool into a bloody pulp. Donkey Kong, with his strong Kong form and Konga Beat, can easily kill a Xenomorph, and defeat King Kong. But Kiryu, in the end, would be too much for him. Even with Donkey Kong's strength, it's unlikely he'd last in a battle against a creature that massive. So, it looks like this is just no place for monkey business at the moment. Up next is the Xenomorph, the most dangerous creature in the galaxy. The Xenomorph appeared this season to wage war on the Flood, and later returned to fight a future predator. But let's face it though, let alone the size difference, it's highly unlikely the Xenomorph could even scratch Kiryu. And against King Kong, yes, the acid blood could eat away his jaw and hands, but it's highly unlikely Kong would actually die from it due to how large he is. So it looks like the most dangerous beast in the galaxy can't even stand up to an ape. And we're finally here, the two returning opponents, King Kong and Kiryu. Now, unlike last time, I won't show off any of their strengths, powers, weaknesses, or defense this time, because there's nothing new about these two, or at least anything new to say. So, if you want to know their weaknesses, strengths, and powers, watch the older episodes. Until then, we have a Back for Blood to do.
Fight!
So why did Kiryu win? Well, Kong was definitely stronger, more agile, and could absorb Kiryu's electric surge when Kiryu's drill is used. However, Kiryu in the end was more mobile thanks to his ability of flight. Kiryu has more powerful equipment, has defeated far more powerful monsters, and let's face it, if King Kong was simply killed by normal bullets, it's safe to say that all of Kiryu's weapons would be more than enough to kill Kong, especially the Absolute Zero Cannon. True, Kong could put some dents into Kiryu's body, but that doesn't mean much when Kiryu is quite literally built to face monsters just like Kong. So in the end, it looks like this ape wasn't so great after all. The winner is Kiryu. Now that the non-powered battle is over, it's time to move on to the super-powered battle. And up first we have Spider-Man, the Web Warrior. He appeared this season to battle alongside his fellow Avengers in the Marvel vs. DC battle. Now, Spider-Man is more than capable of going toe-to-toe with Deadpool, Wolverine, Grimm, and has battled Doctor Doom and the Hulk before. But I hate to say it, but it's highly unlikely Spidey would stand a chance against the likes of Beerus or Danny Phantom, or SCP-682, and especially King Ghidorah. So sorry to say this, Marvel fans, but the Spider just can't return. Up next is Red Hulk, the Crimson Crusher. Red Hulk appeared this season to do battle against Solomon Grundy, and easily tore that undead joke in half. Now, Red Hulk can easily go toe-to-toe with Wolverine and Hulk, and would definitely stand a great chance against the Human Torch. But Red Hulk would be completely unable to defeat SCP-682, since he lacks the power and weapons to do so. The same goes with Beerus and Phoenix. As well, with a severe weakness to blades that he does have, I'm pretty sure a good swipe from Grimm's scythe would be more than enough to kill Red Hulk. So in the end, if this Hulk returned, the only thing that'd be red would be the blood-covered battlefield. Up next is Garnet, the Fusion. Garnet appeared this season to battle the Fantastic Four Thing and easily reduced them to rubble. Now, Garnet can easily take on the Hulk, Wolverine, and Deadpool, and would easily prove formidable against Sans and Grimm, but it's easy to say that Garnet wouldn't stand much of a chance against Phoenix or Beerus. So in the end, it looks like Garnet just can't come back. Up next is Godzilla, the Showa incarnation. Godzilla returned to Fanwar to do battle against the other king of the monsters, Gion, and proved who was the true king. Now Godzilla is easily big enough to battle King Ghidorah, but in the end, I'm pretty sure that if SCP-682 could defeat a fully realized Godzilla, he'd have no problem at defeating one of the weaker incarnations of Godzilla. Not to mention, I really do doubt one of the weakest incarnations of Godzilla could stand up to a being that can destroy half a planet just by tapping it with his finger. Up next is the Human Torch, the hothead of the Fantastic Four. He appeared this season to do battle with Cinder, and reduce that other fire monster to ash. Now, Human Torch can definitely go toe-to-toe with Wolverine and Deadpool, and maybe even stand a chance against Danny Phantom and Grimm. But in the end, it's unlikely Human Torch would even scratch SCP-682 or Beerus, and it's unlikely Human Torch would even stand a chance against Phoenix or Doctor Doom on his own, so it looks like this flame has to be put out. Up next is the Hulk, the strongest one there is. Hulk returns this season to battle Doomsday in a remastering of Episode 1, and fought alongside his fellow Avengers in the Marvel vs. DC battle. Now, Hulk is more than capable of going toe-to-toe with SCP-682 and Doom, but it's unlikely Hulk would be able to defeat Beerus and Phoenix, who are just leagues above Hulk, even in his Worldbreaker state. So it's unlikely that Hulk could be strong enough to defeat these characters. Up next is Wolverine, the Clawed X-Man. Wolverine, once again, returned this season to fight in the Marvel vs. DC battle. Now, Wolverine can go toe-to-toe with Deadpool and Sans, and could potentially fight Grimm and survive. But in the end, Wolverine is leagues lower than characters like Beerus, SCP-682, and Phoenix, and he's unlikely to defeat Doom on his own. So it looks like if this mutant returned, he'd just be declawed. Up next is Jean Grey, the Phoenix. Jean Grey appeared this season to once again battle in the Marvel vs. DC episode. Now, Phoenix can easily battle SCP-682, Deadpool, King Ghidorah, Danny Phantom, and maybe Beerus. But in the end, if she were to face Doom, we'd have to make it fair and give Doom his Beyonder powers. And in his Beyonder state, Doom easily killed a Phoenix Force-possessed Cyclops. And it's safe to say he could potentially do the same for Jean. Sorry, Grey, but you just can't return this time. Up next is Danny Phantom, the Ghost Boy. Danny appeared this season to battle Jake Long, and easily defeated him. Now, Danny can easily go toe-to-toe with Sans and Grimm, due to them all being undead. But I really do doubt Danny could actually do damage to characters like Beerus or Sans before running out of ectoplasmic energy, rendering him vulnerable to normal attack. So it looks like this ghost just can't scare up a fair fight here. Up next is Grimm, the Reaper. Grimm appeared this season to battle the Nightmare Before Christmas, Jack Skellington, and won. Now, Grimm can easily stand his own against Sans and Deadpool, but when it comes to Beerus and Doom, it's highly unlikely Grimm would stand a chance against these two. One is more than powerful enough to reduce Grimm to dust, and the other is a mortal who has battled enemies far stronger than Grimm. But it looks like the Entity of Death would just be killed in this fight if he returned. Up next is Deadpool, the Regenerating Degenerate. Deadpool will appear this season to battle Batman, and later returned in the Marvel vs. DC battle. Now, Deadpool can easily battle Sans, and easily hold his own against SCP-682. But even though he could regenerate from it, I really doubt Deadpool could stand a chance against someone like Beerus. Beerus is just leagues above Deadpool in several categories: strength, power, and experience. So it looks like this merc with a mouse just can't return. Up next is King Ghidorah, the demon from outer space. King Ghidorah appeared this season to battle Gyaos, and quickly made short work of that bird. Now, King Ghidorah, even though it's not that great, could stand a chance against SCP-682, and especially Sans. But it's unlikely Ghidorah would actually win in a battle against Beerus, who can, once again, destroy a planet just by lightly tapping his finger on its surface. So in this case, it's unlikely the demon from outer space would stand a chance against the God of Destruction. Up next is Beerus, the God of Destruction. Now, Beerus can easily go toe-to-toe with SCP-682 and Sans, but if I were to pit him against Doom, I'd have to make it a fair fight, and bring back Beyonder Doom. And let's face it, Beyonder Doom is far more powerful than Beerus, thanks to his ability to destroy and or create entire realities. So it looks like the God of Destruction just isn't strong enough for this battle. Up next is SCP-682, the hard-to-destroy reptile. SCP-682 appeared this season to battle Slender Man, and appeared again to battle a fully realized Godzilla. SCP-682 can easily fight against Sans, but against Doom, it's another story. Doom could easily figure out a way to incapacitate SCP-682 due to him being far more experienced in combat and far more tactical. And if he were to kill 682, and the universe was severely damaged as a result, Doom, in his Beyonder form, could just repair it or stitch it together with another reality. So it looks like SCP-682 wasn't able to return this time. Guess we'll see him again when he fights Doomsday next season. And now we've finally reached our final two superpowered characters. We have Dr. Doom, a scientific hand-to-hand combatant that has gone toe-to-toe with some of Marvel's strongest heroes and villains. This power easily would have let him demolish most of the other returning characters. And we also have Sans, the comic relief of Undertale. With his overpowered ability of karmic retribution, bone attacks, and the ability to phase through invincibility frames, Sans would have easily proven extremely problematic for most of the other returning characters. And thus, we have our second battle, the comedic skeleton versus the overlord of Latveria. Now, whereas the DBZ characters, Phoenix, and Kaiju will require Doom to have access to his Beyonder form to make the battle fair, to make this battle fair, we will not be including the Doombots or his Beyonder form. Just Sans versus base form Doom. Now, let the battle begin.
Fight!
So why did Doom win? Well, Sans could easily dodge most of Doom's attacks and bypass Doom's armor with his power of soul manipulation. Sans' karmic retribution would drain Doom's health gradually over time, and Sans' spatial manipulation and jump cuts could catch Doom off guard. But Doom has more advantages in this fight than what Sans did. Doom's will was more than strong enough to keep him fighting against Sans. Doom's teleportation force fields provided significant defense against most of Sans' attacks. Doom's defeated far more powerful opponents, and it's unlikely Sans' attacks would do any real damage to Doom or his armor. Especially when you take into consideration that Doom's armor can take a direct hit from the Infinity Gauntlet, a weapon that, let's face it, is leagues above any attack Sans could throw at him. So in the end, it looks like this sensational battle was just doomed from the start. The winner is Dr. Doom. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed Season 2. I think we can all unanimously agree that this season was a huge improvement over Season 1. Better animation, better audio recording, and now a better way to animate fights. I'm also more willing to bring back characters. just until there's nothing new to say about them. Well, I just hope you guys enjoy Season 3, but until then, I'm going to take a little break. Maybe work more on Fan War Arena and so on. Until then, I'll see you guys later.